So this is my latest cryptid painting. This is the Flatwoods Monster, originally spotted in 1952 in a place called Flatwoods, Kentucky. Unlike Bigfoot and Mothman, this was kind of a more of an extraterrestrial nature, being that it was 1952. Like, there were a lot of alien movies out, and so I really like the Flatwoods Monster. I think there's a lot of interest. It's a very interesting story, basically seeing this non-human entity that wasn't really quite animal, wasn't really quite person, wasn't really quite terrestrial. Could have been a robot, according to some of the people who claim to have seen it. I think it's a fascinating character, and you can actually visit Flatwoods, Kentucky, and they have like museums to it as well. I actually have a little Flatwoods Monster here. One of my smaller pieces I was working on, you could see he lost an arm in a battle, but the glue didn't give out, the wood gave out. But I wanted to try to use some of the canvases that I have in my house rather than going out and splurging on some new ones. So I'm really proud of this.
The Strange Offering Sticker Club is a monthly sticker subscription service where you get a themed pack of stickers in your mailbox at the beginning of each month. Some are timely, some are just plain goofy. These are really designed for the art lover in your life, the collector in your life, anyone who likes weird and strange things they can't find anywhere else. Go to patreon.com/LaMorte to find out more.
For the next month, the month of May, you can get this sticker pack. I actually don't know if this is in view, but this is the latest sticker pack from the Strange Offering Sticker Club. This is a bunch of Kewpie babies that I designed to be based on different parts of the human body. We've got the hearts, the bones, your little tummy guy. If you know, you know. We were all there at one point. A little rainbow heart for my theys and thems and my non-conforming homies. Sorry, my non-gender conforming homies. Let me specify a little bit. Although I guess it's really for anybody. I like rainbows, whatever. And the brain. Always listen to your brain. Don't listen to your heart. I don't care what it says. But yeah, I'm really excited about these. And these are only going to be available at the $10 level for the entire month of May. And then it's going to be a few months before I even start sending these or letting people even buy them. But if you want to get on for the entire month of May, you sign up, you automatically get the May sticker pack. And then it gets you ready for the June sticker pack. You see how this is? There's a new $10 pack every month. And if you join at the $5 level, maybe you don't want to give a whole $10. I get it. Times are tough. You just get a couple of the stickers and you still get to see the updates and see them before anybody else does. And you get to see this video before anybody else does. So that's it for me. I hope you enjoy the video. Do all the things. Leave a comment, subscribe, send this to your friends, rewatch it, play it on a loop in the background so that I can get more hours so that the YouTube algorithm looks upon me with positivity. I don't know. Do all the things.
So this piece is another one where I'm trying to recycle an older painting. I have all these canvases in my house, and I'm not as excited about the paintings now as I may have been at the time of their original inception. So I thought, let me continue this kind of cryptid series on something from the house. I just don't want to see anything go to waste. It's a pretty nice canvas. I don't know. I wasn't crazy about the painting anymore. So I'm using this orange undertone because I want to try and make the Flatwoods Monster kind of feel like he's glowing. So I thought a bright orange undertone would be really good. It has some effect. I mean, it might look really cool under a black light. I gotta get my hands on one of those. And here I am just laying out the pencils. Unfortunately, with the Flatwoods Monster, like, I love the Flatwoods Monster, but it's very geometric. So the layout is going to be, like, a little boring. I tried to have fun with it as much as I could. I personally feel like the Flatwoods Monster definitely lends itself as a design better to sculpture. But I don't know. I mean, as someone who studied sculpture in college, like, I feel like everything is better in sculpture. So maybe I'm not the best judge of that. But a lot of times when I'm working my sketchbook, especially if I'm using something like Sharpies, markers, like permanent markers, I try and use the lighter colors first. So I figure let's start with the yellow, brighten it up a little bit. When you're dealing with a lot of the stories of these cryptids, of course, like, it's the middle of the night, they were glowing. So even though I'm going to be painting this a lot of dark colors, I do like to start kind of light, because that kind of allows me to create a better contrast later on. With the Mothman, that was a little bit more delicate than it's going to be with the Flatwoods Monster. Luckily, because the Flatwoods Monster's color scheme is like red, green, and yellow. That's easy enough. I mean, it's practically decorated like an Italian restaurant, so, like, that's in my blood. The Mothman's a little creepier because it's like black on black, but so I started kind of with this blue, which I was like, oh, the orange will make it even darker, and I don't know. It didn't totally take. I don't hate it right now, but I'll end up going over it again just because I'm really trying to capture that high contrast. I'm really into this kind of, brushstroke heavy or really heavy brushstroke technique I've been using on these cryptids a lot. It might be my new thing, which is kind of funny. I do not draw like this normally, but I love to paint like this. It just feels a little bit more interesting. In most of my paintings, I mean, you wouldn't know it by looking at them, but I'm a big proponent of rules. And I think in general, artists should be breaking rules, but I think it's important for artists to come up with some rules for each project. Like, what are you going to try and do? Rules for yourself. Like, no gods and masters, but like, kind of create a situation or a modality, a way of doing something in a way that you have to stick to. One, it keeps you honest. And two, when you start to get bored, oh, here am I peeling paint. This is so uninteresting. I gotta edit this out. You know what? No, too late. I'm just talking over it. I personally feel like it's good to give yourself rules. And I think it's better to have rules and break those rules than to, like, go into a painting somewhat lawless. Like, I'm thinking about, like, rules as more like guidelines. Like, it's good to have guidelines set, especially if, I don't know. So, I mean, a lot of artists, especially abstractionists, like abstract artists, don't really like to sketch a lot. To them, the painting is almost like a performance. And so when you're painting something, right, you're trying to capture the interactions of the paint and whatnot. Whereas someone who's a figurative painter or a realist does sketches to try and, like, solve problems before you get to the paint. I'm somewhere in between, I think, personally. And I love writing in the sketchbook, love drawing in the sketchbook, take notes. I'll even keep track of the colors I'm using in the sketchbook. And I don't know, like, to me, I think it's important to have rules. And as I always tell my students, and my kids too, honestly, like, it's better to have a plan and abandon it immediately because you realize that you have a better idea. It's better to have a plan to abandon than have no plan at all. Which is almost the opposite of my father's saying that I grew up listening to all the time. Fail to plan, you plan to fail. And I think there's some truth to that, but you can quote me on this, David LaMorte. It's important to have a plan that you are ready to abandon at any point in time you need to. you know, it's good to be prepared, but you also, like a Boy Scout, I guess this is the Eagle Scout in me. I always want to be prepared, but I also want to be flexible enough to go, oh, this needs to go in a different direction. Excuse me. Oh, I had a great idea. It was really well thought out. But the reality of this project is different now, and I need to accept that reality for the sake of the quality of my own work. You know, have the plan, but be ready to abandon that plan at any point in time you need to. If you learn nothing from me, that's what you should be taking away from these videos. So, being able to abandon your plan at any moment is important, because as much as I want to give these paintings as much thought as they require, or as I need to make them as successful as possible, a lot of the joy that people kind of see, not only in these videos, but like just coming through the painting itself, I think comes a lot through the spontaneity of just some of the experimenting on the canvas. Like, you're gonna see, like, even just in the video so far, we're like halfway through, and like I'm changing I'm adding lines here to add a glare coming out of these eyes. Like, I'm gonna change the background color again because it didn't work on the canvas like it worked in my head. That's okay. It's okay. You know, it's okay. Like, you know, it failed. It doesn't mean the painting's a failure. It just means that we can't do it this way, and we gotta figure out a better way. Like, I love this idea of having the glare coming out of the eyes. I end up refining this a bit. Actually, I don't know. Maybe part of me feels like this is just better, but I don't know. I also wanted to, like, the background color, and I'll add trees later on too. Like, I really wanted to try and separate the Flatwoods Monster from, I guess, what you would call the Flatwoods behind him. And also, it seemed dumb to have a painting of a creature you're calling the Flatwoods Monster with no woods in it. Like, the monster's named after the area of Flatwoods. The area of Flatwoods is named after a large flat area filled with woods in Kentucky. Like, it just seems dumb not to put some trees up in this piece. So I'm definitely going to add them later. I don't know. Like, there's also, like, there's a little bit of serendipity. Speaking of spontaneity, there's a little bit of serendipity when you're looking at the way I'm painting too. Like, because of this layering technique, leaving a little bit of space. I kind of stole this idea, not from George Seurat. Like, Seurat was always like the pointillism guy, but like, I kind of stole this from, I want to say Van Gogh, but I think it's Matisse. No, Matisse. Matisse has this painting called Red Room, and essentially it's like an interior painting. It's like this bright, gorgeous red interior. It might not even be the painting, but I'm just going to say it's Matisse. And scholars later will realize that he definitely changed the color of that room multiple times, because you can actually see the edges of other colors, like just to the outside of the red, the blockage of the room, if you want to call it, the way he set up the color. So, like, for me, a lot of this technique allows me to kind of leave little visual breadcrumbs for the user to kind of figure out, like, the story of the painting and the story of the painting of the painting, like the story that the painting's trying to tell, and the story of, like, how it was made. I don't know. I hate the idea of being an artist, but, like, I think I kind of am. Like, to me, I love talking to artists about their process, because even if the painting is, like, gorgeous and deep and wonderful, their process of figuring stuff out is always really interesting to me. Like, to me, that is the part I find so disappointing in like AI art. Like, I don't hate AI art because it's cheesy or it's lazy or like it cuts artists out. I mean, that stuff's not great, but there's so many ways of making art that do that as well that I think are totally legitimate. Just think of like found art kind of cuts out a lot of the sculpting or whatever. Obviously got to look for stuff, but like what's the point of making anything if you're going to just tell a program to do it for you? Like, the whole point of me liking to make art is because I like the process of making art. If the process of making art no longer includes my thoughts, my plans, my actions in that process, what is the point? Like, why would I even want a computer to make art for me? That's a thing I enjoy doing. Why can't AI like do my taxes? All right, well, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Thanks a lot, and please stay subscribed.